True Hostel Stories. Riga Old Town Hostel. On this episode of True Hostel Stories, I'll be discussing my experience staying at Riga Old Town Hostel in Riga, Latvia from May 27th to May 30th. The names of the individuals, if mentioned, have been changed to respect privacy. However, all events described did occur in real life, and nothing has been added or taken away. These stories are real. My first night staying at Riga Old Town Hostel was an adventure that could have easily turned into a police incident. During my stay at Riga, the International Ice Hockey Federation was having their playoffs, with Latvia versus the United States for bronze. Riga was hosting several tournaments as well, and given that hockey is a major sport in the Baltic and Eastern European countries, this was a big deal. Latvian patriotism was on full display, and everyone was out in the streets enjoying the party. I was checked into a dorm room meant for 4 guests. I spent the entire day exploring the old quarter of Riga, and then I finally settled in late in the evening. Shortly after I settled in, 3 drunken Americans arrived in the dorm and settled in as well. I was still feeling a little restless from my flight from Palermo, so I wasn't able to sleep so well. I was on the top bunk when one of the drunk Americans, who was just below me on the bottom bunk, stood up and started pissing all over the floor. I shouted at him, but he just continued pissing and then hopped back into bed and fell asleep as if nothing ever happened. I jumped down from my bunk, trying not to land on the piss, and gathered my belongings. I went down to reception, thankful that the hostel had a 24-hour reception, and told them of the incident. I was given a new room and 1 night free of charge. I went back to the room where I brought the receptionist and I showed her everything. These 3 drunken fools were still sound asleep despite all the partying noise coming from the street below. I looked over at the asshole who bunked below me lying there asleep, and I held myself back from punching him in the face. Prior to my trip, I took up boxing, and I knew that I had knockout power with my left cross. I was itching so much to knock this stupid ass's teeth out of his mouth, but I held myself back. It would have brought me incredible pleasure to beat his ass, knowing that his drunken friends might have jumped in, probably slipping on the pool of their friend's piss on the floor. I would have beaten their asses as well. But my rationality and maturity overcame my desire to commit an act of violence, and I would be charged with assault, so off to the new dorm room while the receptionist brought up a mop to clean up the piss. Surprisingly, I spoke to the receptionist on my last day, and she told me she didn't call the police or kick these drunken Americans out. She did, however, bill all 3 of them for extra cleaning as well as 1 night free of charge that I was given. Apparently they were embarrassed and apologetic. I just thought they should never run into me in a dark alley in Riga because I have yet to put my boxing skills to the test in a real-life environment, and I would love a 3-on-1 challenge. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe.